We are back with you in Irvine, California. Thank you for joining us at home as well. Tonight what we've done is invite a small group of likely Republican voters to come watch the GOP presidential debate with us here in our Southern California offices. And during our brief discussion, we'll try to find out from our group of voters what they thought about each of the candidates during the debate. And we'll also try to find out if there was a winner in tonight's debate. So with that, let me introduce to you 10 of the brightest political minds on the planet. Thank you all very much for being with us tonight. We have a lot of ground to cover. First question, just a brief show of hands. I already know who I'm voting for and why. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hands up all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. 3 are still holding out, so we'll start with you, Michael. You had your hand up. Tell us who you're voting for and why.
DeSantis, because he is the strongest candidate to actually win.
Anyone who didn't have their hand up? Undecided? Anybody undecided? You are undecided. What's going to take to get you to pick one of these candidates? They're a bright bunch of guys.
Yes, for me, mainly it's just more in, getting more into what they're actually supports. For me, it's more not just about what they're saying, but the actual deeds. I know one of them said, it's not just about your word voice, it's about action.
Yeah.
I'm more about going in and seeing if they're actually, going to actually follow through rather than just saying stuff.
Very good, very good. And as a result of watching this debate, it gave me a more clear idea of who I'm going to vote for. Show of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Very good. And then as a result of watching this debate, you put a lot of time and effort into that. Have you learned anything new from any of the candidates or a couple of the candidates? Show of hands. You learned something new tonight. What did you learn and from whom?
I feel like the positions, especially on abortion, were a little bit more fleshed out, especially Vivek's position. It was kind of novel, so I appreciated basically what he said about it.
Very good. And who else learned something new? You had hands up. You learned something new tonight. What did you learn and from whom?
I thought it was interesting to learn about Nikki Haley calling China our friend.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. We'll move on to this next part. And this is debates kind of like a baseball game. There are winners and there are losers. No crying in baseball, no crying in politics. So let's find out who won this debate. Let's go through each of the candidates in alphabetical order. To begin with, Chris Christie. Long before he was an enemy, he was a friend of Donald Trump. Show of hands. Chris Christie pulled it off. He won the debate tonight. Not a one of you. If Chris Christie wins, you're all going to get an audit. What happened? He didn't win. What could he have done to win?
I just think that he isn't very likable, and I think that he flip-flops on some of his policies. So
you were appointed a consultant to the Christie campaign. What would you advise him to do to win the next debate?
I wouldn't. I'd tell him to drop out.
Not a Chris Christie fan. Very good. You got to admire a guy who puts on boxing gloves and invites Disney into the ring and takes on Donald Trump at the same time. Ron DeSantis, Florida governor. He won the debate. Show of hands. One person. You're for Team Ron. What did he do to make you think he won?
He was consistent and clear about everything he said, so he stayed consistent from all his other debates. A little bit better prepped also.
And this gentleman's going to tell you you're wrong. Ron DeSantis did not win this debate.
No, he's very antisocial. He doesn't have a good smile, and every time he talks, it's just it just feels like you don't want to even look at him because he's just you don't know what he's even talking about.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, very good. We were the first nation to put a man on the moon. Should we be the first political party to put a woman in the White House? Nikki Haley won the debate. Not a single one of you. Nobody. What caused Nikki Haley to lose this debate?
For me, mainly it's just a lot, she kind of just took everything personal. I don't know, she was she can't even control the TikTok especially. She was called out for having her daughter use it. If she can't control her own household, she can't control the government.
How will she control the government? Very good. You, not a big fan either.
I felt her closing statement really did her harm. She did not put America first in any of her statements, and I think that's something that she needs to do going forward.
Very good. If nothing else, this guy's got $1 million smile. Did Ramaswamy make a win for himself tonight? A show of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6.5. You for Ramaswamy? Not for just but he won the debate. 8 people say Ramaswamy won this debate. What did Vivek Ramaswamy do to win this debate in your estimation?
He's direct, he's open, he's creative, and he's straightforward.
And who was not Team Ramaswamy? Anybody not for Ramaswamy? No, nobody? Okay, so Ramaswamy had a great night tonight. Finally, we recognize the esteemed Senator Tim Scott, South Carolina. Tim Scott for president. Did he win the debate tonight? You're waffling. What did he do to make you think he performed well?
He was just amazingly nice and cordial with everybody. He looked like a happy warrior.
Yeah.
and he looks like someone I'd want to have a beer with.
All American, very good. There was somebody else tonight who was running for president. He wasn't on the debate stage. I forgot his name. Little help, anybody? Donald Trump, that's the guy facing a boatload of some serious charges. He's got a lot of conflict in his orbit. Donald Trump, show of hands, he's applying for a job. He didn't show up for the interview. Should Donald Trump have been on the debate stage? Show of hands. Should he have been there tonight? Yes, he should have been. 1, 2, and you think he should have been. Why should he have been there? He's beating everybody already.
Well, just because he's a very important part of the process, of the voting process, so I think everyone that is should be there.
He's got everybody beat. Is there a need for Donald Trump to be on that debate stage?
I don't think so. As entertaining as it might be, we all know that Trump basically is the face of the GOP right now, so he doesn't really need to.
It's over. Why show up? Stay at home and watch the fun unfold. Is there anybody on that debate stage who can really beat Donald Trump? 5 people, very talented. Can anybody beat Trump? In show of hands? Nobody. He's got this thing all wrapped up. Not one person on that stage, in your estimation, could beat Donald Trump.
I think all of them have the ability to, but the only true candidate that could and is likable enough and has the experience would be DeSantis.
And you don't think anybody could beat Donald Trump?
No, I think if he showed up, he would have just cleaned a few more bodies off the stage for next time.
Yeah, very good. And a show of hands, we want to see Donald Trump participate in at least one primary debate. Anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4 people want to see Donald Trump participate in at least one event. Next segment is called I Didn't Really Get My Money's Worth. You came out, you showed your support, you watched the debate front to back. Were there any important issues that weren't discussed tonight that you wanted the candidates to discuss? Show of hands. You pretty much heard everything you wanted to hear. Is there anything, there must be something that they didn't talk about.
I believe they didn't talk enough about what's currently going on in Palestine after October 7th. There's not enough talking about the current humanitarian conditions in the city of Gaza and in the Gaza Strip. I feel like they just talked about October 7th and not much after that.
But overall, you're satisfied with the overall tone of the debate? The moderators did a good job. You heard everything you wanted to hear from all the candidates? Everybody's pretty satisfied. Very good. Thank you all very much for sharing some time with us tonight. We appreciate it. We could not have this dialogue without your help. My hands are full. I can't applaud you, but please give yourself a round of applause for being here tonight. Thank you all very, very much. Much appreciated.